Ugh, that's just how it
You
be.
gotta play this game like Han Solo with it to your hip and just.
Just fire from the hip. Bah! Oh my god, that totally worked.
It's your man, PooNanners, your Texas caster and hype master.
And it's me, Hermit, the cuter shooter. Welcome to our new show, The SpawnPoint.
That's right. We're going to get our little Twitter tags down here for you guys to actually see how to contact us if you feel like doing so. Right now, what this is it's our roundup show. It's come back. Special thanks to Hermit for taking the reins, helping us get it back. It's been almost a year since we've done this show with Stealth before. Stealth has been super busy doing his own stuff, mostly Pokemon Go, strangely enough.
I'm real glad to be back here, bringing back old traditions with a fresh coat of paint. We're here to give you the latest competitive VR news as fast as we can, so let's get down to it.
Yeah, we get that paint as fresh as we can. To kick things off, we're going to talk about a game dear to many of us at Vrespawn, Space Junkies by Ubisoft.
Space Junkies is definitely one of my favorite games to talk about. My competitive career here around here actually started with the emergency qualifiers. After our own Rukafelt and Stu brought home the VRL trophy at Worlds this year, there's been quite a lot of movement going on in the community scene.
Yeah, man, they definitely got in there. It was such a close match, too. Like, it could have gone either way. I didn't know who was going to win whenever those guys decided to go V-Respawn. And, now, as we're going to talk about, it's going to jump in 3v3, which changed some stuff. Teams have flipped every which way. We've got a bunch of Pavlov players jumping in, got a bunch of new weapons. We're going to get into it, okay? There have been 3 major community cups since finals, the World Finals, both official and unofficial. June kicked off with a 3v3 community cup held by Ubisoft themselves, then a summer shootout with a 2v2 community challenger tournaments, and they're both held this month. Well, I guess previous month. It's August now.
Yep, right through the month of July. These competitions sure have shown that the Junkies community really knows how to play. The 3v3 tournament was won by Team Gravity, which consisted of competitive newcomer Nastia Zema and the ever-feared Axis Mund and his partner Manello. Then the summer shootout was brought home by a community favorite of mine, the Frenchman M3dhi095. Finally, the 2v2 competition was decisively secured by Nastia Zema and her teammate Dilzia. The European teams sure have come out in force, especially since Nastia now has 2 community wins under her belt. Now, NA never ever comes out this hard. We better pick it up.
Well, we do see that in the community cups, especially after a hard-fought season, that you'll see a lot of the North Americans will sort of just take a break. Now, I had heard that the Danglers themselves were not taking a break, so it's kind of a shocker to see that they did not step up to actually win that community cup. But they might have also not been wanting to play their hand, especially these early VR games. You'll see that where people will learn a bunch of meta and then they want to hoard that knowledge because they basically want to trick their way into winning instead of trying to play better. You even saw that in Echo Arena where people had secret tactics they wanted to hold on to. But after a while, especially in the world of streaming, secrets go away, and then it comes straight down to skills and competition.
Definitely, the Dangers have been really messing around in the lab, classic Eminem and Dre style. We haven't seen them in the public eye in a hot second. I wonder what they're up to.
They're keeping secrets, man. That's what they're doing. In other news, as of July 25th, Ubisoft has been testing out a non-VR version of Space Junkies. This will hopefully bring more players into the game. That's the hope. Allow people to duke it out in the O-Arena, as it's called. But it's going to be cross-play. The flat pancake players are going to play against us VR players. And every time we try to implement some version of cross-play, like when they would try to cross-play with PlayStation version, for example, that you would see the clear advantage go one way. And I'm not entirely sure if the pancakers are going to have an advantage. Granted, when you're in pancake, you can turn faster than other people, but you don't have depth perception. There's less that you can see. And being able to actually physically move around the space, I don't know. I think what do you think? Do you think that the desktop guys will have an advantage?
I've played a little bit of the beta myself, and I've also played against pancakers as a VR player. In the case of the PlayStation players, generally PC players have a massive advantage due to our ability to physically turn in our space and the greater refresh rate. But I've seen that PC players or pancakers have this ridiculous snapshot. That's the biggest advantage that they have over the VR players is their snapshots are crazy, and you'd never get caught out reloading.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times where VR players will get chunked up reloading their shotguns or whatever. That does not happen to the
They just got to
Pancakers.
slow down the
Right
reload animation for the Pancakers just a little bit more then. But that's what it's all about. When you get into the Discord, Ubisoft will listen to everybody's feedback about the game and how you feel about the new patch, what stuff you want to make changes to it, if it feels a little unbalanced. And that could just be an easy balance right there. It's just the reload time's a little bit slower if you're on Pancake. There's also another community tournament that was going to happen August the 3rd, very, very shortly away from today, called the Crossplay Clash. The Clash will be a 3v3 double elimination that will allow spacers to compete against their counterparts on other platforms. Make sure to check out the Space Junkies Discord for more information. I got a question actually about that. And is it that you can only play against Pancakers, or can Pancakers be mixed in with VR players on a team?
The teams are utterly co-ed, I would say. You can be a Pancaker on a 2-player VR team, or you could have a team of 3 Pancakers or 3 VR players. Literally anybody is allowed, and the PlayStation players are, of course, still allowed.
And see, I wonder if you played it that way, that it'd be good to have a PC player who's your sniper, and then you have like your 2 upfront brawlers be VR players. Like, how do you want to do that?
That would definitely be the case. I'd say that 2 VR players out front with shotguns and a Cosmic Ripper with a Pancaker in the back with the railgun completely annihilate the entire
The
competition.
new meta. You heard it here
The
first
new
with
meta,
Hermit.
guys. Danglers, you better be watching.
Well, be sure to check out the Space Junkies Discord for more information. And we wish all the competitors good luck in that arena.
And make sure to check out Pesky Cashew's recent article called The Spacer's Handbook over on our website at vrespawn.com. Link is, of course, located in the description. Our man Pesky has been a massive pillar of the Space Junkies community for quite a while now. So make sure to give him the love that he truly deserves. The article itself is a thorough shakedown of what you need to know to get into the Space Junkies competitive scene so you can go fly with the greats.
Yeah, that's Pesky Cashew in a nutshell. I mean, he gets very in-depth in his knowledge. He gets really into games and very deep in the community, and has been writing articles for us at Vrespawn for a while. And we've been trying to pull him into writing shows. And he's like, I can only do so much. And I was like, well, I mean, at this point, we thought there was 5 of them, so we didn't think there was a limit. But we found it. We found it.
Yeah, I'm convinced that he found the scroll for Shadow Clone Jutsu.
Oh, that's it, yeah.
Doing hard. No playing around.
That's a forbidden technique, man.
Forbidden techniques. That's why he's such a good writer. But of course, that leads us into the community clip of the week brought to us by PooNanners. This Space Junkies clip was, of course, submitted as part of Ubisoft's #Spacer Community Challenge to submit awesome kills with the Bowminator, and deserves a lot more attention than it got, as it shows Medi absolutely annihilating a good amount of the other high-ranked members of the Space Junkies community with a cold, calculated precision that cannot be matched. Make sure to check out the link and give him a comment telling him what a beast he is, and also that he has fabulous music taste.
Well, let's take
Here's
a look
quick
at
taste
it,
of
man.
that for y'all.
Indeed, man. He's going to show us his action. This is exactly what we were just talking about, that his like annihilating other people with the bow. There are people, there's a lot of bow games in VR, and there are a lot of people that gravitate towards them that are very good at it. You see a difference in skill. Like even early on in 2016 in the lab that I put people in there, and they would just be absolute crack shots with the bow and arrow. And this guy's no exception. As you can see, all the players in the distance running shields, running for their lives. Reminds me of the old TF2 days, right? Where somebody when they added the bow for the sniper, and people just start running, and you walk down a corridor and just saw multiple people pinned to the wall.
Yeah, no, that's really the case with Medi. I'm utterly convinced that he's the reincarnation of a French longbowman, as he rains down absolute hell on anybody he sees.
Yeah,
absolutely no competition there, as he just tears through every single person on the screen.
Yeah, and our people can check out the rest of that entire video with the music on full volume so you can hear it, and his excellent music taste on his channel, which will have his information linked in the description down below. Moving on to Final Assault, I believe you have some news here as well.
Moving from the far reaches of the arena into the trenches of ground warfare, we have some excellent Final Assault news. There was a recent and major development for competitive VR gaming when Final Assault was shown for the first time on a world stage at the World Cyber Games Tournament in Xi'an, China. For the first time ever, VR has finally gotten the worldwide recognition that it truly, truly deserves. Pooh and I, of course, are very, very proud to see a local Texas-born game repping our home state as far away as China.
Yeah, indeed. I met these guys at E3 last year, right before we formed Vrespawn. We were there just, wanting to play some games. And we just out on a lark. I think Stealth was going, and then he convinced me to go last minute, and then Rukafelt decided he was going to go. And then we got Skits out there, and we were able to get passes. And we just had fun at E3. and we wanted to play a lot of VR games. We were talking to people about VR esports, and that we knew people in the VR esports community that we could help them learn on their game. And we just ran into these guys by happenstance. At no point did they mention that they were from Texas when I first met them. It was like we could have bonded over that. But when we mentioned the whole VR esports scene, they seemed very interested. They gave us their card, and they said they were going to let us see their game. And it took a while before the game actually came out to where we could see it in a playable state. But what they described to us, which is what the game is basically orchestrating battle. In 3 dimensions, you're drawing these attack patterns. Well, you do for planes anyway. And that the other player can see kind of what it is you're doing. So there's whole you can feign what it is that you want to do, or you can do it for real. And your actions per minute from like an RTS perspective has an actual physical cost as you're trying to do it in the space. I mean, they were telling us about like 45-minute matches that they were doing. Final Assault has this meteoric rise to the forefront of the competitive VR gaming scene, even though it only released earlier this summer. Not only has it enjoyed great attention from the VR Master League, but this recent time in the spotlight at the World Cyber Games Tournament has really taken things to the next level. And we want to congratulate our very own Sadly It's Bradley on his decisive, I keep wanting to say divisive, decisive victory, because in VR esports it's always divisive victories. A decisive victory, and give all our love to all the competitors as well. And we're sending him his jersey eventually.
I definitely say his victory was divisive, as he literally tore apart the competition.
Well played.
It's important to see the competitors. It's impressive to see the competitors adapt so quickly, especially since the competition followed so quickly on the heels of the second ever bounce patch to release for the game. It's great to see that Phaserlock Interactive is putting in the real effort and polish to update the game and make sure that it's in a competitive state for, well, the World Games and things of that nature. I hope to one day see it grow into one of the larger VR competitive games that we see, because strategy doesn't get nearly as much attention as it deserves in the competitive limelight ever since, I'd say, the StarCraft days, honestly.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to see more from it. Speaking of things to see more from, let's take a look at this intense competition. Now, this is a first-person view, not normally what you see for a casted match when you see the spectator view, but it does give you an idea of what the player sees if you're not used to seeing this game. They literally entrench themselves in their strategy and positions, along with the competitors who are really kind of like hiding what it is. The meta is not quite emerging just yet with the number of people that are hiding their little tactics. You can kind of see what they're doing, but kind of not with the feigning that they do. There were 3 fabulous casts recorded matches this season, so far anyway. And they were recorded by our talented team of Nightfire, Sadly It's Bradley, Pesky Cashew, and they've all done a wonderful job of like on-the-field war reporting. I like that style of casting there. Make sure to catch these recordings linked down in the description as well. We'll have the match page, I believe, selected there. So as more matches come up, and if they're casted, there'll be a little camera icon there you can click on.
Of course. And just remember, everyone, Season 1 of the VRML Final Assault Competition League is still on the way, with a $1,000 prize pool to be won by whichever tactician can best the rest in this orchestra of combat. It's definitely something you're going to want to watch. It has truly been some extremely cutthroat competition out there, too, with either complete sweeps or really close matches that truly test the stamina and strategy of both contestants. Out of the mire, we've seen several players from both the EU and America come out on top, with American player Not Sporks leading the charge by only 10 points of MMR over his European rival Manello, a well-known Space Junkies competitive player. The semifinal qualifiers will be ending soon, though, on the 4th, so make sure to keep an eye on the VRML Twitch and YouTube channels to catch the competition as it starts heating up.
Yeah, you got to keep that energy up whenever you're playing VR esports games, but you also have to have a gamer mind and keep that strategy on top of it, and it's very difficult to do. And another game that sort of tests that is Starblazer. Now, here at Vrespawn, as everyone knows, we like to focus on the community and the competitors and the competitions, as well as the devs that bring us these games. And we teamed up with Vivian from The Hive to bring us an interview series with various VR developers to not only try and figure out what makes a good competitive VR game, but also what kind of people make them.
That's right. Just last week, Viv and I sat down with developers of Starblazer, an up-and-coming sci-fi themed VR RTS that has captured the hearts of many of us virtual reality influencers, Viv and I definitely included. The 2 devs, Alexander and Brandon, spoke to us about all sorts of things, from the development of VR games to misunderstanding parents to even space dragons and, well, developer
I'm into the space
expectations.
dragons. I do think they need to add that to the game. I agree with that.
Oh, definitely space dragons is required. Here's definitely a small clip from the full interview to give you just a little bit of a taste of the great time we had with them.
Yeah, it's great. I love that Final Assault is a different theme than us. I think that's amazing. Like, I would hate for there to be like a few RTS games and they're like all the same theme.
Oh god, that would suck. I'm
Yeah.
I'm honestly I hate to be that guy, but I've always been a big Warcraft fan. So once I can get my fantasy RTS fix in VR, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
I mean, like, I guess Skyworld Kingdom Brawl is sort of like that, but I have my own opinions about Skyworld. That's
I've been begging Brandon to let me put dragons in the game. Does that count?
Doesn't make any
Space
sense.
Dragons.
Oh my god, that's why you brought it up with the Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Space
I
Dragons.
want
like-
dragons.
I was
It's
like-
so bad.
We already have limited time, right? So like now he's like, dude,
No.
no.
I love it.
I'm gonna put a dragon in the game. I'm like, it's space. Why
Right.
are we putting dragons in it?
Space
Why not?
dragons.
It
Space
totally
dragons.
makes sense. I don't even know why you would even not.
He's like, but look how cute they are.
Yeah, you had me put a squid in the game, and
Yeah.
look
It's
how-
an amazing squid.
It
Yeah,
is.
My
amazing
mom loves
squid.
that squid.
that's how I feel about
A lot of
dragons.
people love the squid.
My
Okay.
mom loves that
But
squid.
I want the squid to like spill like ink that like spells. ink,
Oh yes,
Right.
that will have to come.
Oh yeah. That makes
Someone's already made like concept art, like fan art of Inkers, which we call Inkers the squid, and then Orbit, which is the sassy robot. In the front screen, they already like threw some love there. So we'll have to keep that going.
I was joking internally that there should be a male counterpart to the sassy robot, like the
It's
classic.
Inkers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking that a good drill sergeant robot is kind of like, because your lobby area reminds me of Alien for some reason.
Oh,
Like,
Oh,
interesting.
yeah, it totally does.
Is it because of the space?
Because of space?
Is it because it's space themed? Maybe.
No, it's in the industrial stuff, you know? It feels
Yeah.
like the inside of the ship.
Because like Alien has all the hangers and
Yeah.
different arms and such
The
like that.
construction
No, I totally see
gears.
the reference.
You know?
Mhm.
Could you guys make it a little nicer though? Because like sometimes I want to play with the ships, and I'm like, I don't need your sass. Now I know it's Alexander.
Yeah, you know, I'm the one that.
Sass.
It's a lot of sass because I'm like, hey, I want to hang out here. Don't give me such a hard time. Everyone loves it too. That you can like in the loading screen, you can like pick up the ships and like bang them together and stuff.
Okay,
Oh, you wanted me to
here's
do
a funny story here. I from day one was like Alexander. People have expectations in VR. When they do something crazy, they expect the crazy thing to happen. So I'm like, the ships need to blow up. And he kept deprioritizing it. Like, I would get so mad. I
When
like,
you really want something, I dig my heels in.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's just how Devin goes.
yeah.
Wait, what else do you guys like not agree on? Like in life, doesn't have to be just a game. Like
Oh, wow. In life, I want to get married.
Like everything.
wait,
like
wait,
a
hold on.
laundry list.
I remember like Brandon, like you cannot date right now, Alexander. Okay, we are busy with.
Yeah, he's a slave driver. Like, I have to hide the fact when I go on dates because he's like, why weren't you working on Starblazer?
I remember that. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Alex, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Women or video games? Choose one. You only get one.
He'll
There's
be
no
like,
two.
Right on,
he's
right
always snooping out for it too. I'm like, I had a great time in Asia. He'd be like,
Mm,
Yeah.
What
I was
was it?
like,
great.
what do you mean?
I love how yeah. I know he's hiding. That's the funny thing. Is like I really don't care, except I will say something. Like that's the thing. Is like he'd be like, "Oh, I've been going on some dates." Be like, "Why? You don't need that right now. I got a game to deliver."
You don't need people. You need game.
Human interaction. Well, that's why he's like the community manager, is so I can live in a hole and program and get fun.
He totally admits it too. It's not even a secret. He's just like,
Yeah.
it's all out there. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Again, that was developers of Starblazer. Their game is currently on sale for less than $5 on Steam, so make sure to get that in your games library as soon as you can. You got to see that squid. His mom really does love it.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for joining us, and that is all for your first ever Spawn Point. It's been great to be able to do this again. Make sure to catch us next time as we cover two very popular VR esports shooter games, Contractors and Pavlov.
Make sure to visit us at vrespawn.com for the latest and greatest coverage on all these events, as well as articles about all aspects of the virtual world. Follow us on Twitter at vrespawn or twitter.com/vrespawn for updates on both us and our team, as well as Pooh and I.
Yeah, that's right. This has been your week's virtual news brought to you by myself.
And I'm Hermit, signing off on another virtually perfect day. Good luck out there, everybody.
Insane flips. I can fight an octopus in my Oculus. Ain't nobody stopping us. Go.